Hi, welcome to Sass of Sabrina. This is the channel where I try one new thing a week and post however it turns out. I hope to inspire you to try something new of your own or just make you laugh. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they fail. You never know how it's gonna turn out. I post a new video every Tuesday. Please subscribe so you don't miss out. Thank you so much for everyone that watches. I greatly appreciate your time. So today I am going to be making paper. DIY paper. DIY making paper? Make paper for the first time? Whatever you want to word it. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. It's kind of funny because you need paper, like recycled paper or newspaper. Newspaper is what I'm using to create paper. So you just pretty much find your recycled paper and completely shred it. Because I am using newspaper, I am making it ever so slightly bigger than the size of confetti. In the end, I really don't want to see the words and using like the full flyer from the newspaper. So I really don't want like a jar of Nutella or a hunk of meat or a banana hanging out. You can find this info absolutely anywhere. There's YouTube videos, there's a ton of Pinterest articles, websites, you name it. Just find one that you like and try it. That's basically what I'm doing. So you shred it, add water, you blend it, literally in a blender. You take that pulp, that paper pulp, and you lay it out on a screen. Then once you have it all patted out the way that you like, you just remove as much moisture as possible and then let it dry. And then you have paper. I'm gonna walk you through all of those steps. Thing that I've either watched or read said that you need the majority of the blender filled with water and then throw in about a handful of your shredded newspaper or paper or whatever you're using and then blend it. So this next step I have seen varying ways of tackling it. I've seen it done with one screen. I've seen it done with two screens that separate. I've seen it done pour your mixture into a tub of water and then scoop your pulp up onto the screen. I've seen you pour your pulp onto the screen. I'm gonna be cheeky and see if I don't need the vat of water, which I am positive that all it is for you to be able to evenly disperse your paper pulp. I'm hoping I can do is to be able to just pour it evenly. So this is just the screen. I decided to use my window screen. I just took it out of the frame and attached it to some wood that I had around the house. Don't really care if there's some varying depths and heights and stuff like that. And I'm just trying it for the first time, so I'm not looking to make it perfect for the first time also. I did put the plug in the sink, so I do have whatever bit of water that came out of the blender in the sink. So I'm just hoping to use that in my hand to move the mixture around. So your next step is to take a sponge and then just absorb even more water. I have it down on a drop cloth, and then from there you're going to flip it off the screen and onto a towel. That came off really easily. I did read some tips where people were using some baking oil to spray the screen so it falls off easily. And as you can see, this is like a very makeshift screen and it worked out perfectly. Putting the little paper towel in between my plug and the sink actually created just enough of a gap that the water went down by itself by the time I got back to needing the sink again, which I'm actually really happy with because I'm catching the leftover pulp and I am actually helping myself out in the long run. So I'll walk you through one more time. Okay, so fill with water, add your handful, blend, Make sure your lid is on properly next time. Literally just poured it all side by side, and that's how it turned out. I really didn't have to swish it around that much at all. You use the sponge to absorb and flatten, and then from here I bring it over to the towel and roll it off. I have completely pulped and papered my entire newspaper and all the flyers. So as I moved along, the shape and the consistency and the thickness of everything got better. So I decided to put parchment paper in between each layer. They're on a towel. I do not expect them to dry like this. This is my first one, and it's quite a bit drier than it was earlier in the day. However, I don't want to move them and separate them right now. I'm going to do that in the morning once they've had a little bit longer to dry, and then separate them and then let them dry properly. I did find adding a handful and a half or a quarter was better than just a handful, and blending it quite a lot was better than leaving it quite chunky. So that is how it looks wet. So everything kind of went as I had hoped. They were dry enough that I can move them. This part of my house has in-floor heating, and these three that are lighter were the first three that I put in here. So they're actually already starting to dry. It's pretty cool. As I was moving them, I got to see like some inconsistencies and some different thicknesses and stuff like that. So if you made your water measurements consistent and precise, and your newspaper measurements consistent and precise, I'm pretty sure you'd end up with the same, or similar, I should say, thickness of paper. I am fine with all of the different shapes and sizes that I ended up with. Everything is completely dry. This is my little stack of paper that I made. It's so cool. I highly suggest you try this. The whole thing all the way through was entirely free. It didn't take long and relaxing. Yeah, it was just great. I hope you try this. Thank you so much for watching my video.